Yo, welcome to the Millennial Hipsters podcast. This
Oh shit, we on?
Thematic.
Oh shit, we on?
Yo.
Well,
I
no
just
music, so
surprised
I'm
everybody.
Oh shit.
Everybody just got surprised by that.
Yo. Grinding.
Boof is pissed.
Tell him why.
I have no idea.
And he doesn't know that I'm pissed.
It's Thursday. Okay,
upset.
he's
I don't know what that was.
That was you not having a soundboard.
okay, yo. It was like pressing all mans now. Yo.
I forgot. Like,
Yo, who else can we rip? Yo, John.
Yeah. Yo, fuck you.
What topics? What topics do you have for today? None? Oh
Yo,
shit!
Fuck you, man. 19 episodes deep. It's all about to fall apart. Mans are just swinging at each other over the table
Yo,
right
V,
now.
shave that bush under your chin.
Yo,
What are you doing? That? Just dusting the mic.
This guy's like Stevie Wonder right now. Can't see shit.
Oh, shit.
Stevie Wonder without his piano.
Yo, where am I?
All right. We'll name this episode "Isn't She Lovely?"
And now I'm gonna play an obscure song, so you know YouTube won't cut us
So
off.
fuck us up.
Oh my fucking god!
Episode 19. We here. 19 episodes deep. 19 episodes wet.
Wow.
Deep in your So yeah, man. It's oh god. I should have coughed in pre-production. But yo, new Millennial Hipsters t-shirts coming out
Wow.
in like a week.
You're telling...
So like
Oh,
pay attention
sick.
to that drop.
black and gold, yo.
Supreme X Millennial Hipsters.
I guess it's better to tell them fake news like that than me saying, yo, we got Drake and Lauryn Hill.
Okay, but that's not even like remotely possible though.
Are t-shirts possible?
T-shirts are plenty. We can make a free
Yo,
t-shirt.
we're coming out with our line HMXLV
Yeah,
soon.
pretty much.
You know,
You said
we just,
HM.
you
No
know,
vowels. Make sure there's no vowels. If
Yeah,
there's a
exactly.
vowel, no one's gonna fuck with it. It has to be like upside down V's and like
Yeah,
X's for A's.
we just hit up Louis through, you know, Instagram, and he said, you know,
Right.
we're rolling through with our new fucking shirts and shit.
St. Louis by Scarborough Town. Right?
Yeah, St. Louis, like, you know, the wing place.
Yeah, exactly right. The fucking where they cook everything. It tastes like they just cook everything on one grill.
On the wings and a Millennial Hipsters t-shirt
Pretty
combo.
much. Pretty much. Yeah, you get the Millennial Hipsters t-shirt for free when you order the pound of wings.
Monday.
And a pitcher of beer.
You get the Millennial Hipsters bib
Yeah.
for your wings.
And you have to get into a fight with like minimum one Sri Lankan dude when you're there, like on a Friday night.
And he has
Carry
to be
at
a
least
millennial.
3 bricks in your pockets.
Yeah, you like
to throw through the window.
Okay, I think. Oh yeah, we're done talking
I thought you
shit.
talking about bricks of coke.
Yo, man, some crazy stuff. I think we should start off with the shooting just never end in this city, man. And like a lot of us are getting numb to it. A lot of us are getting desensitized to it. When it first happened, it was like a really important thing. Now all of us are just tired of it. You know what I mean? Like when it happens, we're so like numb to it now. But I think really like noteworthy. Of course, all the shootings aren't noteworthy, but I think significant one that impacted the community, the music community in Toronto, was Smoke Dogg, rapper Smoke Dogg. His real name was his last name was Smart. Because the news reports were calling, I don't know what his first name was, but his last name was Smart.
You call him Mr. Smart?
Mr. Smart. But yeah, if you guys don't know Smoke Dogg, he had humble beginnings on this song called Still with Mo G. If you guys know the chorus, Still by the Rabba. Still moving product, moving lava, which was a sick song. And then eventually they got picked up by OVO, and Smoke Dogg was like developing his career with Drake, and he's like part of the OVO camp, making music, making new tracks. His latest track was actually Fountain Freestyle, and he filmed that on like a rival turf's block, and that ensued. Then all this chaos ensued, and more drama happened.
I think that was the reason why they got him, right?
Yeah, that's essentially I think what led up to his death, because someone from that territory just ran up, you know.
Yeah.
And people are alleging that it's this other Toronto rapper named Casper, who's affiliated with
Really?
a
No
rival
way.
gang, yeah.
His crew or like him himself?
Yeah, well, possibly
Like,
his crew. You
or
know, like
his
the thing about
his
this
affiliates.
is that's what it is, right? Like the artist will perpetuate the beef, and then it's just some wild gunner who in their crew who just takes it upon himself to
Right.
just make a point, you know. So I'd rather not. I'd rather not like pin it on the artists themselves, right? Because I swear he's like in jail, Casper. He's like facing charges, K Money, and like his other affiliates are
Yeah,
like
they went in some like high speed police chase
Young
with
or
the cops
something. Yeah, I
right?
remember that. So that's been crazy, and that affected the community a lot. There's a YouTube video. It's super like graphic. It looks like, from what it looks like he was like shot in the head, and there was like blood all over the place.
Yeah, I saw that picture. That was an insane
Yeah.
picture.
Like it was a picture. I saw the picture, but then the YouTube video, the actual video,
Yeah.
was circulating.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Of course, there's a video.
Yeah,
in
right,
these times.
of course, there's a video. And a lot of people were like, "Yo, don't post this. Why are you sharing this?" And "Yo, don't post." But it's just weird because like the people who are commenting had to have watched the video first, and therefore had to have searched for the video, and therefore had to have like, you know what I mean? And then they're making like the decision for everyone else to not watch it, even though they just watched it. So
They're
like.
actually, they're on the video commenting, yo, why did you put this up?
Yo, why did you put this up? Yo, it's sick. Yo, now I got the scoop. Like, nah, don't.
Yeah. They're thumbs downing the video. It's
Right.
like, bitch, you're watching the video.
Like, yeah, exactly.
You went to the video to tell people not to watch the video.
Right, very hypocritical. That's why I just like I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna like acknowledge everyone and be like, "Yo, well, this 10 reasons why this is wrong." But yeah, crazy. And then a shooting happened today, I think.
Yes.
Which I had no idea about that. I don't even know. I didn't even know about that shooting. I didn't hear about that shooting. What exactly happened? Where did you hear about the shooting? On the news?
I saw it on CP24 earlier today. Just gonna quickly look it up. I mean, there's so many shootings; it's hard to keep track.
I
It's
think they're
weird.
like happening in like mad public places and pretty much like during the day while
Broad daylight.
yeah, while there's still day like this. Like the Smoke Dog was included in the Kensington Market.
He was doing a walkthrough. He was
Okay.
doing a walkthrough at a club, actually, and then what happened was he stepped outside the club, and there were bystanders with him, and then it was a drive-by shooting. Someone drove by.
Oh, the drive-by.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So apparently there were two different shootings like within the last like 24 hours. So there's a shooting that says man injured in Mississauga by shooting, and then there's another one saying police looking for witnesses who were in vehicles near Fashion District downtown involved in a shooting. So yeah, it's going crazy right now.
Today,
Yeah,
Another daytime
Fashion District.
Another daytime downtown shooting.
and their homicide. There were deaths.
I think they were just shooting. People got shot. I'm not sure about death. They said they're searching for two men in a vehicle near Fashion District. So
Holy shit! You know another thing about this whole like shootings and like young people running wild during the summer is like, I think we were talking about this on another podcast, but like when we listen to like the music. And like we hear about the artists like shooting dudes up and like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's getting increasingly harder to kind of listen to the music and enjoy it and kind of like escape into the imagery because then it essentially just equates to like our young people in the city dying.
yeah,
You know, and I'm not trying to take away from like what some of these artists are saying is a difficult lifestyle for them, and they're kind of bringing light to that on the mic. But at the same time, you know, I think as not as activists, but I think as hip hop fans, like we should be a little bit more cognizant of those things. Like it is a catch-22 because I want to still listen to the music and enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm listening to it thinking like, okay, like who's gonna be next to get
I
capped?
know, like nothing is as gangster as hearing some nice gunshots in a heart.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing, and that's fair to say because like when I listen to the music, I want to feel that way.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm like driving in my car, or I had a shitty day at work or something, or like, you know, I want to take it out on something I can listen to. You know what I mean? And a lot of that shit goes hard. You know, I enjoy listening to it.
what I want to know, like specifically for you, personally, like how does this affect you as somebody like within law? Like, how do you think about these shootings within like a law perspective a lot of the time, or do you think about them in a personal perspective, or like how is it for you?
Like, what do you mean law perspective? Like,
Because like I'm not sure what law
Well, I
you've
mean,
been
yeah.
studying, but like law overall. Do you think about law and like how people should be sentenced, how justice should be carried out when it comes to these shootings? Like how do you think?
well, that's actually true. I think a lot of us, I think not just me, but I think a lot of us, like when we hear about these shootings, and when we like hear about like the altercations and like the story, because we always want to hear about like the story, like how this happened, where it happened, what was he thinking, you know what I mean? I think a lot of us, I always try to break it down in my head, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like how they're being legally implicated. But the problem with that is interesting that you say that, is because the problem with that is that I never know the full story. You only get what the media is telling you.
Right.
And then even when you have a glimpse of the story, it's like, even then it's kind of difficult to paint a picture as to what really goes on, you know? A good example actually is, we heard about another hip-hop artist who attempted to kill someone or shoot someone at a park, and then he accidentally, or he didn't intentfully shoot these two young girls at the park. Remember that? The park shooting?
Right.
So that's actually an interesting element called transferred malice.
That wasn't a rap beef, though.
That wasn't a rap beef, but the guy that did it is a hip-hop artist. His name is Top Gunna.
Oh, okay.
And he is another really good artist out of Toronto. Actually, out of Durham. It's so crazy. He's like a Durham artist.
Actually, yeah, this transferred malice term that you just threw out there, like go into a bit more. It sounds interesting to me.
So basically,
I've never really heard about
this. Is just the scratch of the surface. So I'm pretty sure this is what's known as transferred malice, where you intend to do something to a target, and not intentfully. So by accident, someone else is befallen by your intention. So like I try to shoot you, the gun misfires, and I shoot somebody else.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Which you're still
the unintended target,
right?
Like,
you're still criminally liable for it.
Yeah, for literally busting the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
And targeting somebody.
Right.
I'm gonna get some more.
And the fact that you have a collateral damage
On somebody else.
on somebody else, that's a term.
So yeah, it's crazy. But the thing is, it's like you can only you can only ponder something like that when you have the full story. That's
Right,
the thing,
right.
And a lot of the times it's just difficult to paint that picture in your head.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
But I definitely think about that. I think a lot of just I think not only like legal students think about that, but I think just like anyone just thinks about that. Like how are these people being implicated by the law? What does this mean for our gun control, for like how much the police presence in our communities too? I think like on a wider scope. Because bro, I'm seeing cops everywhere now.
Yeah.
Like everywhere, every block or two, I'm driving and there's just a police patrolling. You know what I mean? And not that I'm not sure if it's helping or not, because they have their hands full right now, and I don't know if the police presence is actually changing anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think they could really, because as we like covered before, like this is happening all over the city, all over the GTA, right? So it's like, who knows how many beat cops they can have on the street at once, right? Patrolling areas you don't even know where this stuff is going to happen, right? It's not like it's happening in one particular like bad area, ghetto, right? It's happening all over the place. As we just saw before, the fashion district, who would have known that like a shooting would take place there, right? So it's like, I'm guessing they're still trying to figure out their strategy, the cops.
Everyone should walk around with vests, man.
Or just walk around with guns like the U.S.
Or just walk around.
So you could just protect yourself.
That's the other thing too. Like every cop has to go out there thinking like, "Yo, today might be the day."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like not just one thing to be patrolling, but like which cop is patrolling?
Yeah.
Is it the gun crazy cop? Like, what are you?
Yeah.
Is it the responsible dude? Like the hero cop who stopped the perpetrator, in the van?
incel guy.
Yeah, the incel dude. Like, that guy was a stand-up cop, but you're not going to have a stand-up cop every single time.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I just think that's pretty crazy, and yeah.
Yeah, what can the cops do, man? They can't do anything. They're not there. They can't be everywhere all the time.
That's true. No, for sure. He can't be everywhere at once. But the thing is, too, is that like police presence is only when we talk about police presence. There's one of two like ways to look at it, because you would assume that the police presence is going to be heightened in like high risk areas, but they aren't. because they know that those people aren't wealthy taxpayers, right? Progressive like PC taxpayers. Where the cops are going to be are where people are scared, and where rich people who are paying taxes are scared. So there's going to be a police presence in like a highly affluent area. But then again, when there's a police presence in a highly affluent area, then people in that area are going to be like, yo, why are there so many police around? Like now it's even scarier, right? So it's kind of like weird. It's like there's no like formula behind this whole like where should police be focusing all their efforts on, right? And then we've also heard the whole narrative about like, you know, police don't come around here, like police don't come around the block when we actually need help, you know, like so yeah, whereas if you call them in a rich neighborhood, they're there like in minutes. So I just think it's, I mean, bringing it back to this whole like shooting thing, it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't want to be numb to it. It sucks. Like, I don't want to be numb to it, but I haven't, the more that the Toronto shootings have been popping up, the less I've been hearing about school shootings in the States.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like, I haven't heard of
Not that they're not happening, but it's like, you know, it's probably...
They're not happening. There was that one at the newspaper building.
Yo,
Actually, that's not a school shooting.
Yeah, but I think you actually... I don't know if it was you, but you gave me like a site, right, of all the logged shootings in the States, like, you know, and it was a very updated site up to the day.
Yeah.
And like 90% of those don't get coverage.
Yeah.
Right? It's only like the specific ones that the media chooses out because there's so many going on in the States that they
Even like
report
one
on.
single guy gets shot, it gets reported.
No, I think this was like a mass shooting like statistics site where it was like showing
multiple people.
Yeah, multiple people. And yeah, I mean, you'd be amazed how many mass shootings are going on in the States that don't get reported. So it's like,
No, I believe that. Yeah. Again, it also brings us back to like what the media is actually putting to us, like what it's throwing to our face.
Exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, yo, like, rest in peace, Smoke Dogg. It kind of sucks.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, RIP to Smoke Dogg. Speaking of getting like desensitized to this shit, like one of our favorite bars, our fucking like, you know, our home bar got shot up. I think last week.
Oh yeah.
Corners.
Did it get shot up?
Oh no!
It was like a stab.
Oh, sorry,
right?
that was a misquote.
That's fake news.
No.
Yeah.
Someone got stabbed there.
There's always something going on.
Yeah. But you know, gun, knife, whatever.
I also heard a weird statistic
Someone
that
got
like,
stabbed there, right?
Yeah.
You were there like what?
I'm always there.
Yeah.
I love Cornerstones. Check out Cornerstones.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Bertrand Ellesmere.
I'll still go. Fuck it.
I like that place.
I was there the night before.
Yeah, you were there the night.
Somebody
you
got
were there
stabbed.
the morning.
Oh, the morning before somebody got
The
stabbed.
day of there.
Yeah. But yeah. Fuck
No,
it.
I swear you were there earlier that day.
Yeah, it was a soccer game.
Same day.
Yeah, soccer game.
Crazy.
It was kind of like
Was it
shit.
Saturday?
Yeah, it was Saturday. I wasn't like, you know, oh shit, like, but at the same time, I was kind of like, fuck. I mean, you know, this shit's getting closer.
Yeah. No, really.
You know? I don't know, man.
And I think what's perplexing people now is that when you go on YouTube, again, when you go on YouTube and you know like CP24 will like post a news article, like a news report or whatever on YouTube because they have a page and they'll post like the reports or whatever, like just from their TV clips.
Yeah.
And bare people in the comments are like, oh, it was black kids, or no, it was the white, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
this becomes this whole like racial thing.
They're all just trolling.
Yeah, for sure. But then, like, you know, anyone who just really tries to pay more attention to the statistics is like, the thing is, in the States, I would say that, like, white kids are the main culprits of school shootings in the States, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, in Toronto, I don't... And listen, this is like a completely uninformed opinion.
So first of all, there's no school shootings.
Yeah, I was about to say like
There's no school shootings here. There's no school shootings here.
There are
Get shot up on the
shootings.
streets.
There are shootings, and most of them are coming from the black community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, is that fair to say? Like, I'm not even being like racially biased. I just feel like that is the statistic.
Yeah.
So I think when people kind of see that stat, it leads to a slippery slope in terms of like just targeting black people again.
Right. It's like black on black.
Black on black crime, absolutely, yeah. Which is interesting because when you break down the science of it, it's like when like in terms of like Toronto shootings, it's very territorial and very gang related. Whereas like in the States, it's like some white kid who was pissed that like mom didn't buy him the video game he wanted.
Yeah, but like Jam said about that site that lists multiple shootings,
Right.
I feel like the ones that don't get covered are like the ones that have to do with the street shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that site was more geared towards like mass shootings,
Yeah.
No, but like so
but not like.
if you go shoot up a gang of 5 people on the street, that's not a mass shooting.
I think that's in a different category. That's like gang violence. That's a gang against gang, not like one guy.
That's the thing.
Not one guy targeting innocent people.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Different dynamic.
That is
So-
different. A mass shooting is like very indiscriminate, you know? It's just random violence, like just
Against
shooting
innocents.
everyone, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas gang shootings, it's like, as we've seen them in Toronto, it's very targeted. They make a point of it, you know what I mean? It's one dude dead, they roll up, clip him, and they're gone, like, you know what I mean?
Gang
They're out.
shit.
Yeah,
Gang.
it's like super gang shit, really. No, honestly, that's the way we know how to identify it. You know what I mean? The way that we hear about it in the
The way you hear about it on an Instagram video.
Yeah, honestly.
Gang.
So yeah, and you know what's crazy is that like I know a lot of like younger people who are like I know them personally who are coming up in like the music game, and they say things like that in their music, like gang and like yo, like the trap is
But
shooting.
no,
and,
I feel like gang. People also use gang. Like that's just my crew. You know?
Yeah, for sure. No, no,
It's
for
all
sure.
about crew shit. Yeah.
But
It's not like literally you're in a gang.
No, but for
Some people will take it like that. People that are outside of that culture, you know, like the typical, you know, I don't want to really like throw the term out there, but you know, they'll look at that like, oh, they're fucking gang affiliated.
Yeah, for
Why
sure.
are they saying gang shit? Why are they saying gang? Go arrest these
arrest these thugs.
these 12-year-old kids saying gang and like dapping and like doing the new dance on the fucking Instagram video.
Barbecue Betty.
Yeah.
it all comes down
Right.
to the Instagram.
Barbecue Betty.
Yeah.
That it all makes it full circle, right? There was another barbecue fucking lady. It was some-
Yo, in our next segment of Everything is Racist.
Ooh, which one do we want to talk about?
What's her name? Something Patty? Permit Patty?
Permit? What the fuck is permit?
So, just like that barbecue Betty, there was another white woman who called the police on a little girl who was trying to sell water. She called the police because she's like, the little girl didn't have a permit to sell water. So the girl was trying to sell water to get some tickets to Disneyland. So after like all this, someone found that out, and then they bought the girl the tickets because they didn't want people like harassing her. I don't know the full story, what ended up happening. I don't know if the police actually came, but I know it was she wanted Disneyland tickets, and she ended up getting them.
Wow.
Yeah, because this stupid lady just didn't want to let a kid like do something to earn some money. Selling water on a hot day.
Yeah, man.
She's
Crazy.
a kid. She just has to.
a little kid.
There's another one like that with a little 12-year-old black kid.
Was mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
He was mowing
That's more
lawns.
recent. Yeah.
Where was this? I can't remember.
It's more recent though. I saw this.
But he ended up like cutting some other person's property a little bit, or he's going over like the lawn line, the property line.
Yeah.
And that person called the cops.
Oh god.
Like, yo,
Just
why are
because-
these kids cutting my lawn?
He cut 1 fucking millimeter of my lawn.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
But it works out for these guys in the end, because then that guy started to like
He
a
did making
GoFundMe.
it-
The
kid?
business is booming now. Like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
want him to cut the lawn.
He started a GoFundMe and he got like 30 grand or something.
Wait.
20 or 30.
Word.
Yeah.
We need to start.
Yeah, because people were supporting him. Because like this fucking person, man. Yo, I don't know, man. Like
But the peppermint patty. No, sorry. The permit patty. She was like,
punk ass Patty.
she went on CNN and she was like crying and apologizing or whatever. Yeah. She like put the makeup on and like she still looked pretty beat. Like she was all like crying and like saying she's so embarrassed for calling the cops on the girl selling
Fuck,
water.
you weren't
and
embarrassed
shit.
when you started dialing the fucking phone.
Yo,
Huh?
she works at a dispensary.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What kind of world are we living in?
Putting
She's
what
selling
if-
weed.
What if
What if?
What the fuck?
That's part of our like.
What the fuck section?
That's both in our Everything is Racist and What a Fuck section. So
Pissy Patty.
So fuck her.
Yeah, word. It's so crazy.
Okay,
See, at least that shit doesn't happen in Toronto. You know what I mean?
so who we calling this this fucking lawn person?
We don't know the caller.
She does have a name though.
It's a woman, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What's wrong with these fucking ladies? Like, it's always a lady. What the fuck, man? Go back in your house. Go fucking feed your kids.
Every week, it's so crazy.
Go change your kid's fucking diaper. Shitty ass pants or some shit.
So yeah.
Like, don't you have anything else to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, fucking peek through the blinds and
A fucking kid can't cut the lawn. He's doing actual work. You want your kids to do work when they're fucking young.
I know, right?
Right? Kids won't even wash the dishes. Like, I don't even know kids that do fucking work these days. You know?
Even chores.
We used,
it's so true.
Yo, we used to fucking
Oh my
mop
God.
the washroom,
Yo, I was
scrub the
talking about
dishes,
this
scrub the fucking,
today.
you know, oven. This kid's out there working his ass off. You're gonna call the cops on him.
Yo, I was just talking about how kids
How many
nowadays,
kids do you know?
they don't fucking like to work, bro. When I was 16, man, I was Jamaican, dog. I had 3 jobs, okay? Like, I was doing telemarketing, then I was working at a grocery store, and then I don't even know, then I was doing some next shit. Like, I always had a job. Like, it was crazy. Like, when I was like maybe from 16. As soon as I turned 16, as soon as I was legally allowed to work, I started working.
Was it because your parents made you though?
No.
Because you did it by choice.
No, it's not because my parents made me. That's the weirdest part. And the stupidest thing is, when I used to work, I didn't know how money worked. I didn't know how checks worked. So I'd get checks, okay?
Oh, you
And
get checks.
I'd
That's
get checks.
crazy.
I get paid every 2 weeks in a check.
Yeah.
You get paid every 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then I'd get the check, and I put the check in my backpack. And just leave the check there.
Oh.
You understand? Like, I would not be... Like, I'd just take the check and put it in my backpack.
You said what? Literally, by the time you counted it, what? How much money
So
did you have?
basically, then I told my mom, I'm like, hey mom, like I like all these checks, like what do I do with them? She's like, well, you start a bank account, just put it in a bank account, or like I can cash them for you or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
how much do you have? And then I gave her my backpack or whatever. And she checked all the checks, and bro, man, I had like 5 G's in his
I was
backpack.
walking around
like I was just
Pearson
working
with $5,000
in checks,
Like,
in checks, and I didn't even know, you know. So that was kind of stupid of me,
Yeah.
but I think now is that like
My first few jobs were under the table, so I just got cash.
cash,
Yeah. I wasn't old enough to have a bank account or anything like that.
Yeah. No, I think I was 16, so I wasn't old.
Oh, okay. I was like
bank
14
account, so I
and
think I
shit.
gave it to her, and she may have cashed it or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah. So then, but the thing is that kids, and I can't say all kids. I can't just say kids because but I do know that kids now, like, they don't want to work like that. Like, it's
No,
so
they don't.
weird,
They
and
don't.
I can only blame the parents, you know what I mean? Because like they're the ones like, where else they getting the money for the new J's and the Supreme jackets?
They just
like,
ask
there's
for
like
it.
thousands of dollars.
They
of
literally
clothes.
ask for it. I wouldn't have dreamed of asking for J's from my
right.
parents. Are you kidding me?
For sure.
Like,
And that's essentially what I spent all the money on. I just spent it on designer clothes. Like, I spent on like Rockaware jeans and like stupid
Yeah.
shit.
Just,
You know?
want J's? You want J's?
Yeah, you know.
Get your ass
Like-
on the
Inichi t-shirts.
Inichi
You know, remember those like Indian stores that used to sell all like the hip hop wear?
Yeah.
Shit, I just go there. Just
Yeah.
pull all the
That was me too. Like,
Oh,
I wasn't saving fucking money
No,
back
absolutely
then. Like,
not. Absolutely not.
never.
But,
this guy did.
Yeah, I mean,
Saved every fucking single penny.
Oh my god, this guy always used to tell me save every penny.
Well,
that's when pennies were
I used to
relevant.
buy shit though.
Crazy, but yeah, like, I don't know, I can't generalize, but I do know that like kids don't like working, and also like when you go to these shitty stores and like Gen Z, like the generation before us, like they're like the worst workers ever. You know, like,
Yeah.
young people that work in retail now are so shitty. Like it's so irritating.
Yeah.
Like they're acting like they're fucking supermodels, or like they're like
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they design the clothes you're buying and shit. Like it's so weird.
They're acting like their last name is Gucci.
Yeah, like what do you
Like their last name is Vuitton.
like? It's like they don't want to be there and shit. It's so weird. Anyway,
They
now,
do have that look on their faces.
yeah,
like, why you
it's like why you
why
buying-
even here?
Yeah, why are you here? Like why
why are you even
bothering
asking me? I'm just like, yo. I don't fucking interact with them. I'm just-
I guess, huh?
Like anywhere, like if you go to a sneaker
anywhere,
shop,
like-
if you go to like a sneaker shop with very young kids working there, they all act like they don't even engage you. They're just there, like wearing their fucking crop top and their stupid hat. Like it's so stupid. They think they're fucking hipsters. Like
I would come to that in like H&M and shit. Like, if it's like H&M, you can't act that way when the shirts that you're selling are $3.
yeah, that's another thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Like they act that way in H&M. Like,
right.
motherfucker. Like, your shirt is like half a burger. Like,
Word.
half the price of a roti or something.
And I also don't like that they're wearing a hat when they're handling my money. Like, take your stupid hat off and your stupid jean jacket. Like, honestly, you're stupid. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it just pisses me off.
Sounds like
It just pisses
old
me off.
man.
Like, honestly, it is. It does sound like old man. My age is.
Okay, let's go more into the rant. Okay, Gen Z Plus or whoever the fuck is coming up next.
Yeah.
Those
Z plus, like,
the little
Negative
kids,
gen, like-
the 5-year-old kids, they're like running through Walmart, fucking screaming at their mom, throwing a fit, like doing back spins on the fucking floor because they are getting their own way, throwing tantrums. Can't stand those kids.
The thing is, they were saying that about us, though.
I never used to do that.
I'm saying, but like,
They were
complaining in
I get
different
that, but
ways.
I'm saying like
They're complaining
older
in
people were
different
saying
ways.
that about us when we were doing.
I'd probably
the
be in
stupid
the
shit we were
toy
doing.
aisle, like, being loud and shit, like being like, oh yeah, I want this toy, but like, other than that, like, I'm not fucking bothering my parents while they're trying to shop.
True.
Swinging off their leg.
But I still, like, to be fair, history repeats itself, and I do think the older generation was definitely saying bare shit about us when we were growing up.
Yeah.
It happens every generation. Like, yo, kids these days, it wasn't like when I was, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's nothing new, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I'm not like too shocked by it. Yeah, moving on. Scorpion. We should talk about that.
Oh, Drake.
The Drizzy album.
I guess we have to.
I just saw how Spotify is shoving down everybody's throats.
Yeah, they're pissed about that.
I
I don't have Spotify, so I don't know.
I don't have it either.
But
I saw memes.
even everywhere else, I was just on like Snapchat, and it's telling me like, "Yo, bitch, listen to Drake."
And it's- I heard it's
On
falling-
Snapchat?
Yeah.
No way.
I heard it's falling into playlists that actually have no Drake tracks in them. And all
Okay,
kinds
so
of shit.
this is how Spotify works. So Spotify has like these playlists, and then they have a cover like art for the playlist. And
These are-
every single piece of cover
Yeah.
art was a Drake picture.
No way.
It'd be like, okay, so summertime jams, Drake. Country music, Drake's face.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
right.
EDM music, Drake playing basketball or some shit. Like and that happened for like a week or two or whatever.
still happened.
Coming up.
You have Spotify, Jeff.
Someone posted
Yeah, I have Spotify.
on Instagram.
And you saw those
Yes.
first while you were using the app.
Drake.
Yes. Like,
Okay.
but I don't really fuck with playlists. I look for my own music, but like,
singular song.
but people,
You don't fuck with I fuck with the playlist once in a while. Yeah, just to.
I just search for what I want, and then I go to radio song or whatever, or song to radio,
oh, and then it gives you all the recommended.
all the recommended stuff that sounds like what I'm listening to.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of like
They're good with
spirals.
playlists like that.
Yeah. But
So you did see the Drake ad.
I saw it, and it was kind of annoying.
Like,
But
let's just go on Spotify right
I'm not one of those people that will like
Be up in arms.
email fucking Spotify, and be like, yo, I want a refund.
Yeah, right.
Which was what happened.
Right, a lot of people are asking
really?
for refunds, and they gave people refunds.
See, like, this is
Yeah.
the homepage on Spotify. It's just
no way.
No, it's still like that, eh? Oh,
new album
shit.
from Drake. Listen to that, and then look at all the. Oh, this is my.
But
recent-
bruh, recently played. It says the Drake
No,
album.
but these are,
so it worked on you.
these are different playlists.
Yo, you want a podcast get fucking cut
Rap
off early?
Caviar. he's on the
I see.
Can't have that playing right now.
I see.
Yeah,
Yikes.
crazy.
So, well, that's kind of good. I mean, that's interesting that Spotify actually gave people their refunds.
Why didn't they do that for Pusha?
What? They actually gave people.
Why
refunds?
didn't they not do
Because he
that
didn't have the
for
payroll
Pusha?
for that. He doesn't have the fucking payola for that. You
Wait,
think?
what
See?
refunds are we talking?
It's all about money, man. Of course, like Drake's a corporation.
Drake
He paid for
fanboys,
this.
yo. Drake
I
fanboys.
think they're just riding the clout because people.
I'm pretty sure he paid for this, man.
advertising?
Yeah,
paid for this.
Maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure, absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah, companies have
Spotify
no.
doesn't give a fuck. They're gonna be
Companies
like,
has no fucking
but they
integrity.
get
They have no
they're like,
integrity.
you want us to push your album? Pay us.
Yeah,
Done.
they have
right?
no integrity. So they're like, yo, show us the mills.
That's what it is.
Show us like a high
There's
number
no
of
way.
I
mills that
think
we'll
it's
do.
like a win-win for both of them because people want to listen to the Drake and it's good if Spotify
People are gonna
pushes
listen
it in
to
their
Drake.
face. So like, come listen.
People are gonna look at
Yeah.
Drake needs no promotion.
That's what it is.
He's like the male Beyonce. Like as soon as he drops an album, he didn't even need to drop a cover,
Yeah.
or he didn't even need to announce the album. As soon as he drops an album, people are gonna listen to it. They're gonna find it.
And also, it's not in their best interest if people are asking for refunds too. That's another thing.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
The refund.
and Spotify is actually honoring those refunds. It's crazy. It's so funny because I know bare people that hate Drake, and I know bare people that have Spotify. And actually, at work, this one dude hates Drake, and he controls all the music for the whole workplace. So anytime we ask him to play Drake, he's like vehemently denies it.
shit.
But then that's actually good because when you listen to the radio, there's bare Drake playing. Like every other song is Drake. It gets so annoying when you listen to like
don't listen to the
93.5.
ones that they play on the radio.
Sure, but that's it's 93.5 and 93.7. It's all the hip hop and R&B stations.
I swear when More Life came out, they played his whole album on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I heard at least 6-7 songs
Do
on
they
that.
still have that thing with Canadian radio, or like every one
and that's
or
the problem.
one of five
you have
songs?
to play
you
like a
gotta
certain
play
amount of
Canadian
airtime from Canadian artists.
Yeah.
So they're playing just Drake, and
Which I agree with.
yeah,
you know.
for sure, I would say so too.
They're not playing Smoke Dog on the radio, but I mean,
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
that is the problem.
Right?
That is the problem.
Drake
They're
in the weekend.
Oh, you want us to play Canadian artists? Okay, we'll
Okay.
play 8 songs by Drake.
Drake and done.
And then one by The Weeknd, and
fill
then
our quota and one by J Beebs or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bieber's birthday?
No.
No.
That's an inside joke.
No, it's just one of his songs.
We'll play at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, that way if it gets cut off, then we're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. What did you guys actually think about the actual album? Let me just say this before we talk about that. Whenever you listen to a Drake album, like when it first
front
drops,
to back.
you have to listen to it like 6 months later, and then it'll be like sick, right? Because when you first listen to it, it sounds like shit to me personally. Every Drake album you
Wait,
first listen to sounds like shit.
that happens to a lot
of
for
music,
you, though.
yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you, like, usually when I listen to Drake albums for the first time, I like really, really like it. But this one, when I listened to it for the first time, I'm like, it's just all right.
Yeah. It's the
You know
B
what?
side. He has two
certain
sides
albums takes a bit of listening to get used to it.
to digest.
Good example for me, 444 last year. I wasn't sure if I liked it because me and Boof
Yes.
listened to it like straight through.
Yeah.
It was like, we don't know about this.
Yeah.
But we kept that bumping it like because we found a couple songs that we liked and we just like, went through those songs.
Right.
And we're just like, you know what? Let's play the entire album
but
in its
then-
entirety.
then
and then we kept on playing and then
But then you're talking about only
to me it's a
few
classic.
particular songs. You're not talking about the album as a whole. If you're just playing the couple songs.
No, we were playing a couple songs, and then we're like, you know what? Let's stop bouncing through these 2-3 songs.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
listen to the album
Sorry, yeah,
like
yeah.
in its entirety.
Back to front.
Like but like, I don't
44
know.
is sick. I
Yeah,
listen to
yeah.
front to back any day. That's a sick album. I
It
love
took
that.
a minute to grow on me though. Yeah.
I think that this one is kind of the same, but
I don't know. This isn't like what Drake is talking about. Isn't anything new, man?
yeah.
Except his son. That's it.
It felt very, I've heard this before.
Yeah. No, for sure. It felt like nothing was the same. That's for me. It felt like nothing was the same.
Yeah, and I feel like usually he does his pacing well. Like some songs are slow and some songs he's rapping hard,
Right.
and it like flows. But I feel like this one it didn't really like
Didn't flow.
flow.
Well,
It felt like he was all over the place.
he's trying to do that playlist vibe. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't because you're calling this an album. You put out your playlist like last time.
Call it a play.
All right, he did
Or
call this an
mixtape.
album.
It's called Views a Playlist. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
More Life.
More Life.
Yeah.
I think that's the best marketing he could have ever done. I actually praise him on that. The whole playlist vibe thing.
Yeah.
Because they sounded like random songs to me.
Yeah.
They sound because they were in different genres. Every single song was a different genre of
I would say the only thing that kind of has consistency with this is like the A side.
It's hard.
It's hard
And B is all like.
yeah. There's a man side and a woman side.
Right. I understand.
That's how certain people were describing the album.
The worst part about it though is that with this album we've already heard all the sickest hitters though. Like we've already heard Nice for What, we've already heard God's Plan, we've already heard I'm Upset, we've already heard
which I feel like are some of
those are like some of the best songs on the album, right? Whereas like when Nothing Was the Same came out, we heard like Worst Behavior first, and we heard
started from the bottom.
It started from the bottom.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then when the album came out, there were so many other gems on the album, which made it even sicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's like he put his best works forward, and then the rest of the album is just him complaining about how rich he is. You know, like which is what Drake does. And
I mean, that's his whole.
that's his thing.
Whole
Like,
thing.
You know, my life is horrible.
It would be cool if. Damn. So you're saying this is because I haven't listened to it, so I'm not gonna judge this album at all.
You haven't listened to it?
I haven't listened to it.
Oh.
There's some great songs. Listen,
Yeah, no,
he has a
there's
J
some-
feature on it,
Yeah.
which is sick. A sick song called Taco.
That's like the only song I listen to.
And the Michael Jackson song
yeah.
I'm listening to
is
that.
so sick.
Yeah, this guy got a Michael
He got a Michael Jackson
sample
sample.
from the 80s, bro.
I mean,
so crazy.
Like young Michael.
he paid for Spotify, so he could pay for this.
Right? And actually, you know what's funny? When that song came out, it almost like when he put Michael Jackson in the song, it almost displaces The Weeknd,
Right.
because like you almost think it's The Weeknd on his track, but it's not. It's Michael Jackson. Then you realize
Right.
how much The Weeknd emulates Michael Jackson's sound.
for sure. What was I gonna say? For certain albums, like huge albums, I like to wait like a week or two after it releases just to get away from the hype. Get away from the hype, and
What
then
hype?
and then so I don't have a biased opinion. I want to listen to it like when the hype is
While
died down.
everybody's saying, "Oh, this, that."
Oh, this is new now, not the Drake album. And then that's when I listen to the Drake album. And then I kind of get the
That means
sense of
you're-
it for myself.
That means you're reading up on it, like what other people think of it.
What, me?
Yeah.
No, not right. I haven't done that up until now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to continue with that. So, because like with the Pusha album, I waited like 3 weeks until I heard the Pusha album.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
What do you?
I listened to it once. It was good. But I don't know. Maybe I have to listen to it more.
I like Pusha's album better than I did Nas and Kanye's album.
Yes.
I like
yeah, that's
Pusha's
for
album
sure.
a little better than
I didn't hear the Kanye album. I heard the Nas album. I like 2 songs on the Nas.
Yeah.
But
Cop Shot Kid.
Cop Shot the Kid, and
Only because of the Kanye verse, man. Yeezy's verse on
I
that.
think Bonjour was the other one. I like that beat.
Bonjour's good. Yeah.
Other than that,
Back to Scorpion, man. Like everything sounds like executive produced by 40. Everything sounds like it's underwater and shit.
yeah. That's the sound, though.
Yeah.
That's the sound.
Yeah.
If you hear anybody else with that sound, like they're copying 40.
Just Blaze was on it though, I think, right? And Premiere.
Man, you know I didn't check the production credits.
You should, yeah. Check them out because I did see some different names, but I'm pretty sure 40 has most of it.
There was also some like sick video game sounding
Oh, yeah?
beats.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking
Right,
about.
that song is sick.
right. And there was a sick Mariah Carey sample. A lot of that's the thing. Like again, you have to go through it again to
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because you forget about little
You do
things.
forget about the little nuances.
I think because there's
It's
so
40,
many,
bro. It's 40.
Yeah, he's sick. He's
Man.
really good.
Yeah.
I think because there's so many songs too, you kind of like.
They're really great.
He has that whole OVO vibe, like
Yeah,
set.
he
like,
made the sound.
He has that sound. He is the sound.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
it's so crazy when you hear sounds from producers, and you could be like,
tell.
You can know
"That's-
right away.
That's them.
Yeah.
You know right away.
Yeah. I like producers like that. Certain producers, you can't really tell if they actually made the beat or not. It's like, but 40 has that whole vibe. If 40 quits, Drake's done.
Yeah, he
You
is.
think?
If he,
Like if 40 would have not rolled over and die tomorrow.
Well, he can't do these albums that he's doing because the albums seem to be heavily involved with 40 more
yeah.
versus
like what's Drake gonna do?
I'm not
after
saying
this
40
album,
dies.
though?
I mean, if he quits, if he
You know
walks
what?
out.
He also
Like what's he gonna do after this album? So now his contract is done with Cash Money. Actually, that's the last
and
album.
He
he's
has a
doing with
line
Cash
about
Money.
that somewhere.
Right.
too.
So this album is, and he's through with Cash Money and Young Money. So they're no longer getting a check from him, which is kind of interesting.
It sounded like when a lot of the bars he was rapping, it's like, yo, he sounded like he's tired. Like, or I'm not trying anymore. Like, why do, you guys need music? Okay, I'm gonna rap for you guys. That's what it sounds like.
Really.
Well, I heard he had to rewrite some shit, like some tracks, because of the whole beef.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
So there are some throwaway tracks. So these, some of these newer tracks might not sound like in the same vein as like what the rest of the album sounds like. You know, those are like
There's a couple.
these are just freshly whipped up tracks for the album.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? They weren't planned.
Yeah.
Yo, it's sick actually, because Jay-Z drops a verse about how they killed X, but they left Zimmerman live or whatever.
Right. That's one of the best lines.
Which people know. But the thing is like, X died, and then how soon was it after that Scorpion released? That means that they recorded that
Yes.
track like days, like bro, like days
Within
after.
the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which makes the song all the more. And that song's actually really good. That's called Talk Up.
What I've heard about Jay is that he doesn't even walk in the studio with like any notes or anything like that. He walks in there, one take, out.
Honestly,
No
I
way.
didn't.
Yeah, that's how Jay has been doing it.
And I could tell
That's
that
what I've
'cause
heard.
I didn't like his verse that much on that song. I don't even like that song. That much.
Jay's verse
The
on Taco?
song?
Yeah, it's kind of lazy. Like it's lazy. Like it's really lazy.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm here to ride Drake's clout. Drake
Yeah,
is
I
here.
don't know, yeah.
You know, I got
He doesn't need clout.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. But he's trying to get paid too, so he's like,
Yeah. But I think it's just
there's no passion though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
it's
my
just
issue.
they're both of them are connecting on that song just so they both stay relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's fair.
what I'm thinking that track's about, because you know how they had like past beef. That's just show the fans like, okay, we're cool,
Yeah, right.
because they've had past beef.
You know, Drake said the worst song he ever did was
I think I know that song.
off that or something.
I think I know that song.
Someone we off that. It's a Jay-Z song on fuck what album?
I think I know. Yeah, I know exactly what song you're talking about.
No,
No way, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear this song. Let's say.
I know exactly what song.
Drake
it
said
is.
he only did that song because at the time he's like, how can I say no to Jay-Z?
Okay.
Yeah, that's an old song.
But he's like, that's the worst song I ever did. Which I feel like this is just a repeat. Like, haven't you guys learned your lesson?
I think it was a dope track, especially when he dropped that line at the end. I'm like, yeah, that whole connection between X and Zimmerman really rings true.
It does, yeah.
It does ring true. I mean, like,
I don't even understand that. That's like something I never really even noticed. Like,
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
would you not clap Zimmerman? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Just go after. That's so weird.
they kill X and you won't clap
It's
Zimmerman.
actually
The
really
streets
weird.
is done. That means that when he says the streets is done, that means street justice is done.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, people used to do street justice when it came to like wrong shit that happened in their community. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but
it's
he's just saying that things have changed.
Kind of like calling out a hit for Zimmerman.
That's what a lot of people
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I read an article saying that they were saying it's kind of irresponsible for Jay-Z to be saying that because of he's speaking from basically because it's like well, Waka Flocka responded to him in a tweet saying sort of, I forgot what the exact quote was, but I mean it's more along the lines like, well, like if you wanted it done, like if you wanted Zimmerman shot, you have the power to do that pretty much. You could have
Waka Flocka said?
yeah, you could have some young kids do it, or whatever.
Do you agree? Do you agree with that sentiment?
The whole thing is he's speaking from like a rich man's perspective, almost. Like, I mean,
Do you agree with Waka's sentiment on that?
I would like I can't agree with it, but like it's not that what Waka's saying has no merit. I mean, it's true. Like,
I mean-
Jay-Z's complaining about it. He could have one of his young gunners to go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Zimmerman could get killed.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if he really wanted to call
You
it
know
a hit
what I'm
on him, he could.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
I'm not saying it's not like those two situations were even like similar or whatever. Some similarities, yeah. Trayvon Martin was walking and minding his own business, and X was in his
whip.
$500,000 whip,
Yeah.
minding his own business.
Okay.
I say the difference is that X actually, he was into some shit though. Like X was, he's provoking people. You don't know what kind of, you don't know whether or not he was gang affiliated. You don't know whether or not like he had hurt people in the past. Whereas Trayvon Martin was like a child,
Yeah.
That's the other thing. But I'd say those are the differences.
But at the same time,
anything.
we have to realize that, like, in the when it comes to X, he was at the end of his life, like turning a new leaf. He was like, in a positive mindset, trying to preach positivity and stuff
Streets
like that.
don't care about it.
I
Streets don't give a fuck.
Yeah, of course, but like we have to like keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Which is that's the contrast between the whole Zimmerman thing, right? Zimmerman was like an evil guy, really looking to seek vengeance, right? Where X was like a positive guy in the streets, like as of late. So, but
Looking to seek vengeance? What do you mean, like Zimmerman? Like,
what, Zimmerman?
yeah.
Oh yeah, he was just a hateful guy, like that, like who was like, racist.
Yeah, okay.
Who wanted to
Right.
shoot a young black kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically,
That makes sense.
that was walking around his neighborhood. He felt powerful with his gun, and he just said, "Hey, that's a good target. Let me shoot this fucking kid." Anyway, I'm gonna defend Jay when it comes to this whole like Waka Flocka thing. when it comes to like that line, I feel that he didn't mean it in like a literal sense. Like,
Go kill.
oh yeah,
Of course not.
Yeah, of
go
course
kill
not. Yeah, right.
this guy and go seek like street justice. But he's just like, it's just commentary. It's just commentary, like, you know, showing the dynamic of like the situations, like put contrast between the two situations.
I think what Waka
And when
Flocka's
people say
saying,
that, like,
Go for it.
you know, Jay is like speaking from a rich man's perspective, they're literally not taking into account that Jay comes from the streets.
Yeah.
He knows how the streets work.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that he's in the upper echelon now and he's a rich man, that all his whole past just like disintegrates, right? He is speaking from a street perspective, which he is from the streets.
Yeah, but
he's a guy that made
He's
it now.
rich now, and if he wanted Zimmerman dead, he could have it done.
And that's what.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not literal.
Yeah, I know. I know it's not literal.
That's taking it
but-
in a literal
but I'm just saying,
connotation. Like,
what if a Jay-Z fan takes it as a literal kind of a statement, and something happens now? Who's responsible?
I mean, just because, so he can't freely
He's allowed freedom of speech.
comment on a hip hop.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he's allowed to say
Level?
whatever he wants on the mic, just sort of like we are.
Right.
But who's to say? Who's he in? You know.
But the thing is, like,
what if somebody-
anybody of his influence can say anything.
Yeah, but
It's
what
the
happened-
person who's acting it out.
Yeah,
That's the person who's to blame.
I guess so. Yeah.
Right?
That's the
Public figures can't really be held accountable for everything they say.
I know, but I mean, like,
You know what I mean?
you don't think like he should be a little?
Like-
It's like saying.
You know, it could be drawn out to him inciting a riot or him inciting
But what
some
if?
sort of mischief, right?
Okay.
Because
So
he
what?
says, "Y'all let Zimmerman live." Like
Y'all like
you all let Zimmerman live. Like, I can see how that could be misinterpreted as like, "Yo,
you guys didn't run up on Zimmerman.
Yeah, why
when
didn't you guys run up on
X?
Zimmerman? Like, why don't you guys run up on
I get
Zimmerman?
what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair. It's not.
Okay,
none of
and it
it's
isn't."
right.
Yeah, no, that's the part I defend.
So let
Yeah.
me contrast what Jay-Z said to what Trump says daily. Okay. He's pretty much, you know, discriminatory to Mexican people and like people of color and stuff like that. He's like, yo, let's build a wall around them, get these fucking Mexicans out of here.
Yeah.
What does that say to the American public? I mean,
It's exactly what's happening in America.
what's happening
Mass
in America.
racism.
Yeah.
It's a direct.
All Trump supporters are now.
yeah, but this, at the same time, like, it's the people to blame. You don't, like, listen, people aren't children.
I know, but
It's
he,
the particular people to blame.
Him as the president of the United States, I hold him accountable.
Okay, so he's the president of the United States, but at the same time, like, we're all accountable for our individual actions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
We all know that Trump is an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, not his supporters.
Not his supporters.
When his supporters hear things like, "Yo, get these Mexicans, get the fuck out of here,"
They're
some
all-
racial gun nuts gonna be like, "Yo, let's go out and start killing Mexicans," or whatever the fuck it may be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I can understand both dichotomies, like where Waka's coming from.
I get
and where Jay's coming
where they're
from, you
both
know?
coming from.
Definitely.
That's at the end of it. Like I get what they're both saying.
I don't know.
I get what they're.
What was Waka saying? Waka's saying,
more along the lines
more
like like you could have it done.
yeah, you could have it
That
done.
was the whole thing.
Why are you putting it on us? Yeah, right.
You could have it done.
could have it
that's
done.
To me, that's a stupid argument. That's a stupid argument. You could have it done. Are you kidding me?
That wasn't
Like-
the exact quote, but that was along the
that-
line.
that's
To that
the effect
That's
of what
actually
he's saying.
Yeah.
And it's
But,
just
but
like
he could though.
He could.
Like he could and have it all covered
convinced,
up.
I'm convinced he could.
Like with that much money, you definitely could, and just sweep it under the rug.
But he's not part of the streets anymore.
And I think
So
that is what Waka's saying.
Yeah.
I think that is what Waka's saying. Waka's saying you're commenting on this shit, but where are you at? Like you're not.
Like, yes, you came from it, but you're not there.
You're not there anymore, right? And that's why you won't have it done because you don't want to get your hands dirty. You want us to get our hands dirty for you. I think that is what essentially.
So why are they willing to get their hands dirty for X instead of Zimmerman?
Well, the thing is,
my point.
nobody said shoot and kill, X. Like, I don't even know how that happened.
That's
That's the whole dynamic
Yeah.
that Jay-Z is arguing. Like, y'all had the balls and the audacity to kill this positive kid that was coming up.
Yeah.
You didn't transfer that same energy to
I'm
somebody
honestly
that
not
threatens
even
your life.
Sure, the guy who shot X knew who he was.
I heard it was just a robbery.
I don't feel like he knew who he was.
Supposed to be a robbery.
Really?
It turned
Yeah.
into a
Zimmerman didn't know who Trayvon was.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like I don't think.
I'm just trying to contrast both.
That's
of them.
different though. Zimmerman saw a black kid and said, "This is a criminal. It's my duty to kill this kid because he's done something wrong. Or
Yeah.
It's my duty to implicate this kid because he's black."
Okay, so, and the street man's
Was said,
like,
"Yo,
say,
this
hey,
guy has
there's a
something I
black
want."
kid in $1 million car. Let me go shoot him.
I don't think he. See again. See, we don't
Same
know,
contrast.
I wouldn't know the story with the ex because like I actually don't know the story with the
You
ex.
just wanted to rob.
It was a
kid.
robbery. It was not a rap beef or anything. It was a straight up robbery. Like some man's off the block said, "Hey, look at this kid in the car. Let's get his fucking bag." And so did Zimmerman. Hey, look, there's a black kid. Let me get his fucking life. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a line that really stuck out to me when I heard that song. So
I think it is interesting. I think
there's a lot of controversy around it.
As there should be though, because when someone like Jay says it,
That's the thing.
it's crazy. It's someone like
Jay-Z said
Jay-Z
it.
saying it, like you
Yeah.
know, and it's just like, and you know, it's crazy.
I think that's why it matters, and that's why we're talking about it.
Absolutely, and I think when someone like Jay-Z is getting older now, he's starting to insert and inject his political like his politicals into his raps a little bit more explicitly, right? Where more people can understand it. So I think that's really powerful, and I think it's just more significant of the fact that it's on the Drake album.
Oh yeah.
So let's keep that in mind too. There's bare club points for Drake.
And a lot of people are saying that that Jay's trying to promote his Trayvon Martin documentary that he's coming out with soon.
Oh really? Okay, well.
Okay, well,
come on. I mean,
It all makes sense now.
that
Yeah, it makes
fucking makes sense. Okay.
nah, but you can't really. Okay, fine.
In like in a week,
Okay.
you
I had no idea about that.
the intro, they're gonna play that line.
I mean, they do say Jay is a businessman first.
Oh man.
Well, that's why he's out of the streets.
Nothing
He would
is-
still be in the streets if he
No,
was
I'm
about
just
the
looking
streets,
at the verse right now,
There's
and
nothing
he's
sacred.
talking about pure coke and dope boys in the first half of this verse.
Oh man.
All right, check out the song.
Talk up. There's also a sick Aaliyah sample on the album, which is cool.
Which sample did
it's
Aaliyah?
called the song is called Is There More, and at the end they do like More Than a Woman, like someone who features on the album.
Yeah, we know Aaliyah shot
I
a
like
bunch
that
of
song.
mans in her lifetime.
He's very
Or she
existential.
got shot up by a bunch of
We
got time for like one more topic.
Yo.
Don't talk about Aaliyah.
Let's talk about Aaliyah.
That's my wife.
Actually, no, I don't want to. Don't talk about Aaliyah. I mean, yeah. I just feel like she wasn't the best like singer. Anyway, okay. I think I said that one time. The whole room was like, "No! Well, how can you say that?" Jokes. Yo, let's talk about the World Cup. Any upsets?
Oh, yeah.
Any surprises? Argentina's out. Portugal's out. Messi and Ronaldo got kicked out the same day.
It's getting interesting now, man. Knockouts.
Yeah, it's
Korea's out.
One game and
Korea's
you're
gone.
done.
Yeah, man, it's getting so intense that people are stabbing each other at cornerstones.
Cornerstones.
Over it.
Uruguay was killing it the other day.
Yeah, they took out. Who did they?
They took out Portugal. They took out Portugal. So Uruguay is actually doing well.
If you haven't been watching World Cup, I would say you got to start watching that.
This weekend.
It ends July 14th.
Semifinals this weekend,
Quarterfinals.
or quarterfinals this weekend.
So if they lose, they're out.
2 games tomorrow, and then 2 games Saturday.
Yeah.
I think 2 games Sunday. A game.
What are you doing? Where are you during the weekend? Where do you go?
What happened?
Like, I don't know. Anytime we try to link up with you, you're like gone, like forever. And then I see
Yeah,
you on
man.
snaps with like all of our other friends, and you don't fucking invite us. Stop.
I wasn't on Snapchat.
Like-
This.
All right, turn off the mic.
Where are you gonna be, bro?
This is like
I'm down to watch the games.
He doesn't want to see us.
eternal
Over
group
here.
struggle right now.
You gotta call me. Like I
have to call you. All right. I get the answering machine. Yeah, this is John David.
I don't know,
We
man.
watched the World Cup.
Just look at my Instagram story.
And track me down.
I'll drop the pin. You guys could come.
Brazil's still in there. Japan.
Japan game. was
Japan's
insane.
in though. Yeah, Japan versus
Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Belgium is in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
South Korea.
Fuck, that header at the end, that's what saved them, man. Belgium.
Oh, they were up, 2-0.
They were 2-2. We got 3-2.
Then they tied it up 2-2.
It was 3-2 at the end.
And then,
But the header got it in.
the last goal?
Yeah.
No, it was like,
The curly head shy-showed Bob guy. The header.
Sideshow.
no, that was the second goal.
What was the third goal?
That was a goal to tie it.
What was the third goal?
No, the third goal was they added 5 minutes, they do the stoppage time.
Yeah, stoppage time.
So Japan it was like
swear
4
that was
minutes and 50 seconds. They were shooting a corner, and they decided to bring up all their people. Like, okay, this is gonna be the last chance of the game. Let's just try to score. If not, it goes into OT. Right?
Yeah.
But then goalie got it and he immediately counterattacked, and Belgium ran up the field and they scored in literally like the last seconds of the game.
Okay. I swear there was that
You don't
header.
remember that? And then they went on like a fast break, and then the guy passed to this guy.
Yo, there's so much shit happening. I was just like, yo, fuck. I was about to pass out.
That was heartbreaking.
Fucking that one goal where it went through like the goalie's legs and like it almost fucking slipped in the goal. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was a crazy, like, if they got that goal, like, I would have been like on the floor, like.
World Cup's
insane.
intense, man. 'cause,
It
like,
is.
This is.
But there's some shitty games too. Let's just,
Yeah.
let's not gloss over that.
Listen.
There are some shitty ass boring games.
I will comment on that. Watching a game, and I watched the first game. It was the Uruguay-Portugal game from front to back. Waiting for a goal is so grueling. Like, you need to be doing something else
Yes,
on the side.
yeah.
No.
It's very
Yo,
tough.
There's
I'm
one
playing-
team that plays like ass. Was it Argentina? No. One
Not
team-
Argentina. Argentina's, I mean,
Fuck, I forget.
they're
but, like,
usually a great team. They got fucked up this World Cup though.
It was one of like
Spain. They literally once they score a goal, they just pass it back and forth to each other and don't do anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the other games I
Playing
feel like are good
defense.
to watch. Like just the way they pass the ball and
Yeah.
like how they're able to stop it.
Some
and
games
control
just
it.
get me too fucking mad. I'm just like, yo, get a fucking goal, please.
Yeah.
Like, but some games are great, like the Belgium, Japan. Like
yeah.
those are games I love.
But that's the type of soccer you're gonna start seeing as like the better teams.
yeah.
flourish.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely be up in the bars for next too.
I like seeing the Asians play.
Yeah, I know.
It's
there's no
cool.
Asian
Like
teams.
it's like playing
Yeah.
a video game or something. It's weird. They're putting all their engineering and mathematical prowess on the field. Like, yikes! But it's sick.
Man, they're doing Shoryukens and
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like Hadokens right into the goal.
Shaolin soccer.
Exactly. Doing backflips and all this neck shit. In other sports news, LeBron to the Lakers.
Yeah.
How's it feel about that? Cousins to Golden State with KD. LeBron to the Lakers though, he's gonna be playing with Lonzo, which is gonna be crazy because like he's like young and then he's like playing with like this day and age's Jordan. So I think
Yeah.
that'd be like interesting to see.
It's interesting because it kind of lopsides the NBA because all the strong teams.
All the strong
in
teams are
West.
on the Western Conference, yeah. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the East is like the D League now, or like
Right.
a lower echelon of basketball.
Right. Is there any news on the Raptors? Or have you made any bargain? Have you made any moves yet?
This new coach.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the new coach.
Yeah, so
But Casey got coach of the year, right?
Casey got coach of the year, and then when we fired him, we fired him like right before he got
Yikes.
coach.
Yikes.
Good old Raptors, man. Good old Raptors basketball.
So that should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I might just have to. As you see James on a Lakers jersey.
Yeah, I know, wearing purple and yellow,
Purple
and
and
just
yellow.
LeBron James in the West too seems
Yeah.
kind of weird. He's been in the East,
And he's this,
all the time.
he wants his ring, man. That's just what it is. But I don't know, like. How old is
It's
Lonzo?
tough.
How old
It's
is
tough.
Lonzo Ball? How old is Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo's like 19 or 20.
That young.
21, 20. But he sucks.
Yeah.
He has hype around him because of his dad.
That's it. Because of Big Baller Brand.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. LeBron can make him better.
We'll see how that plays out.
Look for more moves to the Lakers because a lot of people are going to try to team up with him. So it's going to be.
Well, a lot of players want to go to the Lakers now, and they're being rejected, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, man. Any sleepers? You show me some like sick songs before we get out of here. You show me like that. What's that girl's name?
Did you want to end off?
Night
Oh yeah,
something.
yeah.
What's her name?
You want to end
Her
off
name
on-
is Ray.
Ray.
Ray Lene.
Ray Lene.
Oh no, Rain Lene.
Rain Lene.
Yeah.
And what's that song you showed me? Is it called Night Music? Is that what it's called? Or is that her album?
It's called The Night
that the
Song.
Crush. Her Crush EP.
Is that Boot Up Girl?
Yeah. Have you heard that whole EP?
No.
Oh, you gotta hear it.
I
You
heard a
gotta
couple
hear it.
songs and it
She
was
the
sick.
Boot Up Girl? Boot Up? That's what
Boot
it-
Up?
You heard that song?
No.
I think I heard it for the first time. The other
Boot Up.
Boot Up?
I will
Yeah.
play that as soon as I can
No,
find it.
BOO''D.
Oh, Boot Up.
Yeah, Boot Up.
Who is that? So before we get into that, check out
Boot Up.
Check out Scorpion, man.
Raven Lene, Crush.
Does that mean
Crush
like
EP.
cuffed up, like you're cuffed?
Yeah, like booed.
summer,
you.
you're done.
Yo, check out Womp Womp by Valley featuring Jeremiah.
Womp, womp.
Womp Womp. That song's sick. And check out Take Hard. That song is so good. Take Hard with Block Boy. Take is sick, actually. He's like 17 years old and he already killed someone. But his music.
After the whole
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's so bad.
He already killed someone? Like, it's his rite of passage?
Yeah, exactly. He already killed someone, so you want to check his album out. This is sick.
Yeah, this is Raven Lene. Fuck, I keep
yeah, I
fucking
think
up
you're
her
playing
name.
this.
She got like this old school vibe to her.
Crush E EP.
Tiana Taylor dropped an album. If you guys are into that, Switch Lanes in the game. Sorry, Tyga in the game. Switch Lanes. These are all just like random hitters that we can't play on YouTube.
Final Fantasy After Dark. Is there more? Sanders Rose. Can't be joking. I'm upset.
This is the Drake album.
Finesse. In my feelings. That's how I feel.
There are some hitters on
Peak
that.
Mob
We just
Ties.
don't know.
Elevate. Those
All right, yo.
Out of 25.
Wait, I want to do some shout outs. One shout out.
Yeah, shout out
I want
shit.
one shout out.
Shout out, yo.
Hurry up.
Yo, shout out to
Shout though.
Shout out to
Fuck
actually
up.
Do Nord, one of our really good friends, who I know personally. Aminder Gill is starting a clothing line. They got hats on sale. They're all on Instagram. Do Nord, DUNORD. Check those guys out. They're gonna be dropping some cool hats, some cool shirts and shit.
Millennial Hipsters bibs, brought to you by St. Louis, coming up soon
Yeah.
for your, your wings and shit.
Your wings and
While you're
shit.
watching the FIFA games,
Right.
Check us out.
Right.
You could spill your hot sauce all over the bib,
Yeah.
and it won't fuck up your nice Aniche t-shirt.
Right, exactly. Spill hot sauce all over us. Just bones, wings, everything.
All right.
Alright, yo, later. Peace.